What it do? What it do? What it do? What is going on, guys? It's your boy BG. Welcome to Common Sense, and today we got two special guests. My boy Amir, my boy Quincy. My guys, introduce yourselves. Let the people know a little bit more about you.
What's good, family? So my name is Quincy, originally from Virginia, but I live in Michigan now, so I came a long way just so we could get this thing popping, make the show happen. So I trade with Braxton and BYP. We're masters of the Dow Jones and our patented instant profit system. So today we just going to shed some light on y'all and give y'all some wisdom.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What up, y'all? My name's Amir. I'm from PG. Doing my thing. Went to school with my best friend Braxton out here. Trying to help him out with his podcast. We're going to talk some wisdom to y'all. Both of us artists, and we just going to get things popping.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're going to get this thing pumping and going. And today we are going to get into the topic about meditation. And how can meditation help you, others around you, or just general information just to feed off to other people to help them out in any case or scenario. So, my guys. So tell me what you know a little bit about like meditation and your experiences doing meditation.
So for me, I started meditating back in October. Back in October, right around the time I realized that trading was something I wanted to take seriously. So in our group, BYP, a lot of the leaders at the top, they were preaching meditation constantly to slow your mind down and make it easier to look at the charts so you have a better understanding and a clear mind heading into it. So I said, okay, bet, I'll start. So I started, and at first just going about 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day. And I'm just sitting there like, man, like what the hell is this? I'm just sitting here closing my eyes, like waiting for some magical experience to happen. And you gotta realize quick, like that's not what meditation is. It's an experience, but it's not necessarily a magical, mystical experience every time you get into it. So over time, I just continue doing it. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25. I worked my way up in 5-minute increments just over a period of time. And now I'm at the point where it's about 35, 40 minutes really daily every day in the morning. So the main thing I'm focusing on when I meditate is the breath. So I'm counting to 4. And then once I get 4, I'm exhaling out, nice strong exhale. And then I'm starting that again. And I'm just going through that cycle until my body goes to that meditative state where my mind is clear. I'm not really thinking any thoughts necessarily. The goal, like I said, for me is try to keep my mind as clear as possible so I can get that inner peace and just that stillness before I enter the charts and really before I start my day off, honestly. Because the days I don't meditate, I never like to say I have bad days, but the days I don't meditate tend to be days that aren't, I would say, I'm not feeling as up or as uplifted as I usually would if I got that, that 30, that 40-minute meditation in. And definitely the charts, you can forget about it. If I don't meditate before I trade, like, I might as well just put my phone down and close it, because now that I think about it, I don't think it's ever been a time where I've finished a trading day in profit when I did not meditate. So trading and meditation, I think they go hand in hand. Like I said, it makes it a lot easier for me to look at the charts. It makes it a lot easier for me to understand, and just a lot easier for me to be still and really focus on the end result and visualize that picture I got in my head of me being successful on the charts. And like I said, then just throughout the rest of my day.
All right. I agree completely with Quincy. Before I go in depth about meditation, I would like to talk about contemplation first. So what is contemplation? Contemplation is pretty much, sitting still in an area that you feel calm in, getting in a place of peace, finding a place of peace, walking into the forest if you need to, riding your bike if you need to, finding a place where you can be yourself in private and understand, where you want to be in life, so I feel like that's a good way to contemplate, finding a place where you feel like you can be at peace and finding a place where you can think about what you want to do in the future. So going into meditation, I feel like if you're going to meditate while you contemplate, find some place peaceful, find a place. You don't even have to sit in your house and, the generic term of meditation. You know, you see a guy sitting still.
It's so crazy because like when I first really got into meditation, like before I really like same way how Quincy got into meditation was because through the group of BYP, which is Believe Your Power, and I still stick with the group to this day. But before I really got into like meditation and stuff like that, I really like personally me when I watch Avatar or when I watch like these shows that mimic meditation, I used to sit there and I used to say and like type shit. You know what I'm saying? I really used to, real shit. I used to really think meditation was that. And I swear to God, like I sat in my house when I had when I had no job, bro. When I was going through it, bro, real shit. When I was going through it, I was sitting down in the basement. I had crisscross applesauce.
And meditation is not even, it's not. Meditation can be multiple things. Some people think meditation is just one thing, but it's really not. Meditation is just finding peace inside oneself. That's what meditation is. Exactly. So if you're feeling down or you're feeling angry or something, go out, take a breather. Go out, have a walk. Having a walk is meditation. A lot of people don't think it as that, but it is. And then another thing is that when you meditate and you breathe, going back to what Quincy talking about as far as the breath has control over a lot of things in your body. When a pregnant woman is giving birth, she has to breathe. When you're, doing track or any other sport, you have to breathe, This breathing takes part in daily living. You have to breathe to survive. You have to breathe to live, right?
Right. Real shit. Like if you can't, real talk, you gotta know if you can't understand the basic concept of breathing and something that you do on a day-to-day basis, like I don't know what to tell you.
And that's why you gotta master. You gotta master breathing. Once you master your breathing, then you can master your meditation. You can't meditate without having the proper breathing techniques, So, like, again, I'm going to tell this funny story. And it sounds kind of fake. I know it sounds kind of fake, but I was taking a class one time. I got cut on my finger, and I kind of, during the break, I took a little short break, and I sat, and I just breathed and focused on the cut, and it literally stopped bleeding. I was about to ask for a Band-Aid, but my cut stopped bleeding, and then I was like, I don't even need one at this time. And then It sounds fake. I know it sounds fake, but it's true.
That's some Demon Slayer shit, bro.
Like you could,
Demon Slayer shit, bro.
I want one of you guys to try it one day and see if it actually works. Like if the bleeding.
So let me ask you this. So wait. If I went outside, right, I broke my leg and I tried
I think it's too much about it. But okay, if we use your example, if you broke your leg, right, breathing will help the blood flow slow down, right? Because if you're breathing too fast, then your heart's pumping more, right? So your more blood is being pumped, right? So I mean, if you want to think about it,
now what if my leg broke and I ain't like my leg ain't even open?
I mean, you ain't really losing blood. Like you can't fix that. But breathing is a source of healing, right? Breathing is, if you think about it, it's mental healing and it's physical healing.
Like
right?
mind food, you could say it's like mind food, mind food, or would y'all like technically say that meditation is basically other words for manifestation?
Absolutely. So for myself personally, I would say they go hand in hand because as you meditate, you start to visualize. You start to think visually on whether it's the future you want, so how you want your day to go, what you want your days to look like, how you want to finish on the charts, how you want your workout to go, anything. So like I said, as you're meditating, as you're focusing on whatever those dominant thoughts are that's already in your mind, you're really bringing those to life. Even throughout the day, as you're not meditating, those thoughts that you constantly think and reaffirming to yourself, whether they're good or bad, that determines the outcome of your day and really your life. So think about it as you meditate, and if you only think good thoughts, positive thoughts, I see myself doing this today. Whether it's, like I said, a goal you set throughout the day, it's a lot easier to see if you meditate on it. Think about it, see it. Then you come out of meditation, let's get it. I'm ready to start my day. I done seen it happen already. I know what I got to do. I know how I feel. I feel good. I'm calm. I'm ready to attack the day. I'm ready to get it.
Real talk. Like,
simple.
Bro ain't lying because, like, when I joined BYP, right, And when they put meditation as like a part of your rising routine and your nightly routine, right? First, I wasn't really all for it. I'm like, man, this shit ain't gonna really work for me because, I ain't no meditation nigga. You know what I'm saying? I like I said, I thought of goddamn monks. I said, man, monks be doing this shit. But yeah, look, I'm just starting this shit. Like, I ain't really into that meditation stuff. But when I think, was it the time when didn't I ask you about meditation? Yeah. I think I asked you about meditation because they kept talking about meditation. It was like, yo, like, how to meditate? What are the expectations of because I think at first when I was meditating, I had too many expectations. Like I was thinking,
and I was about to say that when you meditate, meditation guides you. You don't guide meditation.
Real shit. That's real shit.
That is exactly why. For example, when I was talking about painting earlier, painting is a source of getting away from the real world and focusing on you. Yep. It's a place of relaxation.
You paint your picture,
right? Mm-hmm. And with painting, the crazy thing is, since I'm an artist as well, I do digital and traditional work and also animation. But when I paint, it's a different feeling than anything I've ever done before. It's like when I paint, the brush is alive. It feels like I'm moving with it. It doesn't feel like when I'm drawing, I control everything. It's like I have to move along with the brush. I can't force anything because if I force it, it's not going to work. Right? So it's the same with meditation. Mm-hmm. You have to let meditation guide you. You have to let go of any restraints, of any doubts or anything. Or if you're like, oh, I'm sitting here all this time, it's not working, and you feel like, that the stuff that you're doing right now isn't working, you've been meditating. Well, if the meditation you're doing doesn't work for you, just go out and have a walk. Go out and enjoy nature. A lot of people enjoy nature for meditation. Like that's a cleanse right there of your daily problems. Just going out for a walk and just letting your head be free and not thinking about anything. That's why they say a dog is the most freest creature in the world, because he lives by the day. He doesn't think about the future. Wow,
I really didn't actually think of it like that.
Very true.
That's real. Like I didn't really think of it in that aspect. So. So like when the wildest experience with meditation, I was telling these guys earlier, like a couple days ago, I was meditating and I just had these weird body spasms. Like shit was crazy. Like legs was shaking and shit, legs shaking, arms shaking. I feel like I was a druggie or some shit. You know what I'm saying? And throughout the course of that, it felt good because it felt like it was releasing tension. Like some type of tension. But exactly. I had like so much energy after, because whenever I had that shake, like, oh, boom. And then I stop and I open my eyes, I look around, no more shaking, right?
That tension gone.
Boom. I do it again. Whoa. The shaking sensation comes again. And I was like, oh, it only happens when I close my eyes and meditate. So when I really locked into it, the sensation felt good, but it was involuntary body movements. I think that's like a big thing, a part of meditation. But when I was first getting into it, I'm still in the learning process of it. But when I was really getting into meditation, I just sat there like, damn, when is this damn 5-10 minutes going to be over with? Yeah. Like, damn, it feel like it's just so damn long. Mm-hmm. And what really made me kick into meditation, all I kept saying was inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. I think before, when I kind of started, it was like 9 breaths of short breaths. And the last one is the... Right. And then as I continued to do it, it was like, it was flowing a little bit more clearly. And it's not every day you're going to get into that meditative state, because it's not going to happen every day. I mean, when you first starting, it's going to come in and out. But when you tend to do it, it'll happen more frequently. Yeah. So my question to you guys is, what was the craziest... Even if you haven't done, like the craziest thing you heard about meditation and the craziest thing that happened to you during meditation?
Let's see. For me, I think the craziest, I won't even call it crazy, but the most vivid, I think.
How about we reword that? Right. Instead of saying crazy, we would say the most greatest meditation session, because there's nothing crazy about meditation. You might see crazy shit.
Right.
But there's nothing crazy about meditation. It's completely natural and completely normal. But back to what you were saying, my guy.
So for me, one time meditation, it brought me to tears, man. Like real live, like tears. Like my eyes still closed, I'm still holding, like hands just resting on the armrest, sitting down, feet on the ground, back upright, sitting up straight. And I guess I can't even attempt to say like how many minutes I was deep into it, because that's something you're really not even supposed to think about. Just focus on the breath, like I said earlier. So yeah, for me, just over time, I was just really thinking about my goals specifically, and I don't want to get too deep into it, but I remember just specifically and just envisioning my grandmother, and every time I've always done something great, whether it was me making an honor roll, like having a good basketball game,
we all been there.
Getting a scholarship, award, anything. Like my grandmother has always been one of my biggest cheerleaders, if not the biggest cheerleader. And every time like I do something great, like she's real calm. She would just say, "Well, how about that?" Like just so proud, like with the best voice. And like I was just thinking about that after I had accomplished one of my major goals, and I could just hear her and see her telling me that, and just that feeling of like just the accomplishment, like seeing my family like happy for me to do something great, like it just, like I said, it just brought me to tears, like tears just flowing down my face. I'm not trying to make no ugly crying face.
Yeah, got a little LeBron face. Yeah. little Michael Jordan mean face, huh?
Man, just trying to keep my face, like really keep my face as straight, keep my emotions as calm as possible while this meditation is going on. Because if you get all hysterical and get to crying, making ugly faces during meditation, that throws off the whole concentration of what meditation is.
I ain't gonna lie though. I had some really crazy like ugly crying moments, but that's besides the topic though. You know what I'm saying? But when you start talking about crying, I'm like, damn. The first thing I thought in my head was LeBron. He made that little. He made the little face and shit.
You gotta control it, and like meditation has really taught me that same type of control. Like I said, just throughout everyday action, being able to control your emotions, control your thoughts, not letting no matter what he or she does affect you, and really sticking to that. Because this is one thing to say, oh yeah, I ain't worried about them people, ain't nobody messing up my day, but so many people don't live like that. So like meditation for me has really helped me live in that way day in and day out, where my positivity and my peace, one, always comes first. And like I said, it just keeps me in that right state of mind, man, to just not go crazy and lose it, essentially. So a little off topic, but I could go on and on about meditation. So
it's good, bro. Like, cause this is what the whole topic is about. Any aspect of meditation, we want to get down to the nitty gritty of meditation. We want to make sure that the viewers and whoever's really looking at this, who's actually considering getting into meditation, they get the right information. They know to really learn how to, or meditation isn't something that's like, it has crazy instructions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but we want to give people the right information, whereas when they go into meditation, they know the do's and don'ts in meditation.
Exactly.
I feel like that's like the biggest things. Because when I stepped into meditation, I had to ask you questions because I was like, damn, I don't even know how to meditate.
I think the biggest thing is not to focus on meditation itself. So I feel like the biggest thing is to focus on what calms you. So music,
I got you.
Music. A lot of people go to music. I can't live without music.
Not at all.
That lo-fi.
I need music to survive, right? Like, so I know when I listen to music, I'm in a calming state. No matter where I am, I could be in the car, listen to music. I could be riding my skateboard, I listen to music. I could be in the house chilling, listen to music. But when I listen to music, it creates this bubble around me where I can be myself.
It almost sounds like vibrations, yo. It sounds like vibrations. I think that's exactly what it is vibrations. Because vibrations is like a form of energy. It's like, it controls what... I feel like when you do meditation or when you get into a calm state, not saying all music is bad, but however, be careful of what music you listen to, because music has different vibrations that can affect certain emotions that you may have. So you want to make sure when you get into meditation, because me specifically, I have a whole playlist. You know what I'm saying? A whole playlist of meditation. You put me on some music, threw that in the playlist. Khalil put me on some. Shout out to my boy. You know what I'm saying? He put me on some stuff dealing with meditation. That also with vibration frequencies, and you just want to make sure when you meditate, you listen to the right sounds and the right tunes that can put you in that state more easy. You know, because it helps me a lot. Like I might put in my AirPods, put that time on 30 minutes, sit down, chill for a little bit, and you know, I think it was just one song I was listening to that was in meditation. It was like he was saying affirmations like I am peace, I am the world, but not in the world. But it was so much affirmations he was saying, and the more he said it, and the more soothing it sound, it moved myself into a state whereas I'm in a state of mindfulness. So, damn, I just went in deep. I ain't even gonna lie, that was smooth.
Let me just add on to that, especially about the music, man, because we was talking about that earlier today.
Real,
talking about that earlier today. So like, just coming out of meditation, like I said, me personally, I like to stay in that peaceful, that zen, that calm state of mind all throughout my day. So now, like, meditation has let me become really selective of the music I listen to. Like, before I would listen, I don't want to say anything, but I was heavy into rap, like Young Boy, like Lil Durk.
Bro, it's still hard though.
Rod Wave. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, after a while, once your brain rewires itself and you see yourself changing, you don't even want to hear negative music anymore.
I swear.
I promise you, I'm not going out here to shoot nobody. I'm not living that life. I'm not trying to listen to sad music. Rod Wave talking about broken heart, this sad. No.
Yeah, we don't need that, bro.
I don't hear that. So like I said, man, meditation has just opened my mind. Like you said, those frequency sounds, man, it's healing powers in that. I was watching the video, just doing a little bit of research, and the scientist played, I believe it was 528 hertz. He played the music around a bowl of water, and he froze the bowl of water and put a microscope up to it. So I guess a few hours went past, he put it under the microscope, and the crystals within the frozen water had literally, like, you know how snowflakes have like the designs and everything. So those designs were like was in the water, so it's showing like how unique and like how well structured the water became after playing the 528 hertz. And mind you, he had another bowl of water without any music, and it was actually polluted. So over time, like I said, the healing properties of the water, the healing properties of the music was in turn went into the water and caused it to create a structure. And then at the end of it, it said, so if your body's a 70% water and you're listening to the healing vibrations, you're listening to the positive sounds consistently now, like, think about the changes you can make to your body and the structure inside of you over time. Like, that's true. Life-changing stuff.
That's true. That's like saying you are what you eat. And the same thing, what you feed your mind is what your mind is going to be.
Exactly.
So the same way your body needs supplements, your mind needs supplements. Your mind needs the proper vitamins for it to actually operate efficiently. Same as the body. The body, men and women, they take different vitamins. I think men and women have different sorts of hormones. So they have to take or eat a certain way to continue to like process that same way. Same way with the human mind. Mind is the strongest component that you have. So when you feed your mind the proper ingredients or the proper vitamins or the proper supplements, then your mind will operate at a different scale depending on what you're feeding it. If you're feeding it negative vitamins or bad vitamins like junk food, we consider that as negative.
Very
negative, that's negative. So you feeding your brain those negative ingredients, your brain is going to think negative. But if you feed your brain that positive, which is the healthy foods, it's going to operate at a much better rate compared to eating junk food.
Better than ever.
Better than ever. So my question to you is, if you compare yourself into a lot of ways before you did meditation, after you did meditation, How would you do a comparison, a side by side comparison?
Totally different person.
Like
Not
what?
even close.
Like not like. Let's point out the qualities. Like what has mentally changed about you from before and after meditation?
So if I read them all off, it'd be a pretty long list. I'm not gonna lie, but just from what comes to the top of my head, real quick, I would say I'm much more conscious throughout the day. More than anything, I'm much more conscious.
Hear that?
I would say I'm much more understanding, just as far as issues go, and seeing different perspectives, because it's always two sides to a story.
Exactly.
So I think meditation has allowed me to see different point of views a lot more clear than I could
Same
versus
man.
before, when I was just so focused on this one way of thinking is it. It's no other way it could be. And also, definitely more loving as well. I feel like
that plays a huge.
yeah.
Yes.
Like I feel like even not just my girlfriend, but even like with my friends, my family, like I'm a lot more. I communicate with them a lot more. I'm checking in. Hey, how you doing? I'm showing them love. Always giving gratitude. Like, thank you for doing this for me. Thank you for doing that. Like something big, something small. Like just consistently showing love, and like it's not that I wasn't doing it before, but now it's just like I make sure I do it. Like it's
Make sure.
subconsciously
Yes.
ingrained.
Yes.
Like, show love. Like be conscious throughout the day. Be positive. Like all those things, man. Just over time, it sticks with you. And I really feel like once you feel those effects inside, outward, like you naturally start to look better. You start to feel better. You
I agree.
act like you got more confidence. People want
I
to be
agree.
around you more. Like
I
I
agree.
said, I could go on for days.
Like-
the benefits are endless.
Real shit.
Yeah.
And when you manifest those type of things and those type of positive energies and whatnot, guess what you're gonna attract? This is called the law of attraction. The law of attraction. Let's get into that a little bit. We ain't gonna get too deep into the law of attraction. But that plays back on the law of attraction. The energy you give out is the energy that you would give back. Law of attraction does not follow in a positive or negative sequence. It's exactly what it is. Attraction is whatever you do is what you're going to attract back. You know what I'm saying? That right there, he nailed. That was on the nail. That was like right on the nose. But what was some myths you heard about meditation? Like myths, like stuff that people said about meditation that was not true at all.
I think not so far as much as what people said, but like how you were saying earlier about like the different anime shows and cartoons and just those beliefs about it being like and that's it. Like that's the only meditation. You sit on the carpet with your legs crossed and like a robe on, and you just sit for hours. And
I can't lie, that shit did work for me a little bit. Let teeny
Yeah,
bit.
the reason why stuff like that works is because you gotta think there's always truth into anything, right? If there's anything that's produced, there's always truth into it, right? Mm-hmm. So even if you like, that might be fake, or like this might look fake, or you see the movies where this is like, this is totally fake, right? But there's also some truth into that, right? People don't just put things out with these crazy ideas if they haven't seen it happen before.
Right.
I got you. The imagery.
Even though it might have been emphasized that it looked, it could have been something more powerful, something faster.
Right.
It was done by something that was average, and they just emphasized it. They built it up to make it look better on screen, right? And that's what a lot of people do. Yeah. Going back to going a little bit off topic here, but
no, that's fine. We still within the topic.
But
relation to meditation, we all good.
But far as going back to relations in meditation, I would say not even that. Let's start here. I'm thinking most people when they leave out of high school, right? Let's just start off with this example. A lot of people when they leave out of high school, they don't know what they want to be, right? Mm-hmm. People will know, or they kind of guess on what they want to be, but they really don't know what they want to be. You can ask a high schooler, an average high schooler, what he wants to do, right? And he might say one thing, but then he'll say, I'm unsure. I had the same type of experience in college. When I asked people in college, like for my first college, it was like, "What do you guys want to do? What are you going to do after school?" And they say, "I'm planning on this. This is what I hope for, but I'm not sure." Mm-hmm. And what I've noticed is that the energy that you give off as a kid will determine who you will be as an adult.
Hey,
but
bro.
I will go more in depth in that, right?
Bro, real shit.
When I was
not
younger,
to cut you off, I literally said that in the pocket. Keep going. That's true though.
But listen, going back on that, as far as me personally, I used to be I guess you can call it a geek. All right, I used to watch all these shows.
Hey, I've been there.
I used to.
I've been
it
there.
All started when I was a little baby watching Cowboy Bebop in the basement. Right, like so, like
OG anime though.
But look, my cousins, right, they were into rap at the time. I was into rock. I wasn't into rap. Right. I was into rock, right? Yeah. I like Linkin Park, Papa Roach, Breaking Benjamin, all these different artists, right? Mm-hmm. And people in my community would look at me differently, right? They would call me, they'll say, "Oh, I'm like a white kid or something. I listen to rock music." But it doesn't have nothing to do with that, right? That has nothing to do with race.
It doesn't
have nothing to do with race. It's just the fact that I loved it. I was in love with rock music, at the time. And since I was in love with the rock music I used to listen to was very inspiring. They talked about, never giving up and stuff like that.
That's an extraordinary mindset.
They talked about, living a fulfilling life, talking about never be weak, always be strong. Just different songs that's like picking up your spirit. And I didn't realize that I was listening to it. It was a subliminal message. I just loved the beat, right? But it made me into the person I am today. I never give up. I keep fighting for, what I love. I became an artist because I love animation. I love the way
manifestation.
I don't want to say it like really, but I love when someone get punched into a building or get smashed in. Like
Dragon Ball Z.
It's kind of funny, I like it though. Like
you love seeing people get their shit punched in. I mean, I like it. I like to see the shit too. Though shit be brutal, bro. But the shit,
it does something to. It does something to my spirit. It makes me hyped.
Make you like Rock Lee or God Sensei.
Nah, I don't want to say like that. But it makes me hyped to the point where I feel like I'm ready for a football game type hype. Like it gets me. It gets me in a mood where like I need more of this. Like I need more of this because this is very motivational to what I want to be. And from what I was watching, I fell in love with what I was watching. So I know what I wanted to be in the future. So when I was in high school, I already knew what I wanted to be. I already know what direction I wanted to head it in. Right. Whereas other people, they're not thinking about these things because they're too busy living the average life. And going into the average life, what is the average life? The average life is the American dream. You get some friends. You still probably won't be friends with them when you graduate high school. That's right. You go to college. You meet your perfect guy, perfect woman, or whatever preferences. And you settle down. You get a nice house in the suburbs with a dog and 2 children, and you live the rest of your life. That's the average life.
Bro, that was not the realest shit I heard this whole entire podcast, bro.
Listen, there's more to this story. People who break the average life are the people who are living and building and making things new to this world. People, scientists, doctors, who break that cycle are the people that are strong enough to create something new in the world, to create something that people are following, like Nike, Adidas. People who create their own companies, people who has incentives to do better and not work a 9-to-5 job. I feel like people who, don't focus on wanting things, like far as material things, will be the ones who, and the ones that focus more on themselves are the ones who will have the materialistic things when they reach that point. But it's all about focusing on you at first. Not to sound selfish, but it's all about focusing on, it's all about focusing on your career. So why are you going to high school? That's one thing I asked myself when I was in high school. Why am I here? I see all these other kids here. You got different groups. You got the jocks, the smart, the crazies and
You got the lame niggas.
the lame. Yeah,
But
why am I in this community of people? Why am I with these people? Right? All these people, I don't know these people, but why am I placed in the same places now? Right? I thought about that. I'm here. Why am I? What am I going to do when I graduate? Right?
That's deep.
I'm thinking ahead. People in high school weren't thinking about that when they went to freshman year.
They
thinking about
moment.
meeting friends. They thinking about
thinking in the moment.
They thinking in the moment, and it ain't nothing wrong with thinking in the moment. But it's you need to know why you're somewhere. You don't want to waste your time.
Have some type of balance.
Yeah, have some type of balance. Figure out why you're there, and then focus on the now.
That's real.
You don't want to get a job that's paying like, oh, they're paying me $20 an hour for a 9-to-5 job, but you don't know what the job is, right? You might hate the job and work 9 to 5, but you might get paid a lot of money. What's the point of working in hell if the money that you get is not going to be worth the materialistic things you get, because you got to go right back to work after 2 days, which is the weekend.
Real shit. That way, be saying, "Thank God it's Friday." What you gonna do on that Friday weekend? You're not doing. You don't have anything planned. You're just doing. You're just going right back, waiting for that Monday, and go right back to the same thing. And then the next Friday, you're gonna say, "Thank God it's Friday," just to go back to that Monday. So it becomes a repeating process. Mm-hmm. So with you saying that, right? Let's talk about environment. We are products of our environment. Yeah. Let's kind of get into that topic a little bit, because I really didn't want to cover over another topic, but I feel like what he just said resonated with something that I was talking to Quincy about earlier. I think we was talking about, I think it's 2 days ago, something like that. We was talking about something about environments. And I read in The Magic of Thinking Big, which I highly recommend to anyone who's really searching for themselves and whatnot. Great book. Great book. And in The Magic of Thinking Big, they said we are products of our environment. So they said, imagine if you were living in a different area, meaning not here in the U.S., in a different country. Everything that you would not be the same person who you are in the U.S. The way you speak would be different. The clothing, the food that you eat, the cravings that you have for certain things, and probably the type of women too, because you living in obviously in a different area. So obviously the type of women, because I mean, if you're Asian or if you're Hispanic or if you're black, white, whatever, if you're living in an area where it's just that's what you're just gonna like, because you're living compared to a person that's living in an area where there's a variety of people. His variety is gonna be a lot different compared to the person that's living in an area where it's just one race. Right. You know what I'm saying? So the same thing, it goes from working in your job. When you're working in a job, you're naturally going to pick up tendencies of the workers in the area that you are working in. That is a part of the environment. Now, the environment is just doing what the environment does. It is molded by the people that are living in that environment that have the same energy. So the environment is what it is. If it's a negative environment, it's negative because there are negative people there. If you're living in an average environment, that average environment was created because average people was in that environment. Yep. So, resonating for what Amir was saying, you have to stand outside of the crowd of people that you're with. If you have a different mindset, live up to it, embrace it, because it's a blessing. And to have a mind to think for yourself and knowing that you want more outside of the people that you're around, it's a blessing.
100%.
Because from what he's saying and things that Quincy's saying, obviously they're going to be really two amazing people throughout the future. You know what I'm saying? So to have that, because this is what creates abundance. Learning to think outside of society. This is what creates abundance. And meditation just plays a factor in building that abundance. It helps you to create and manifest that different mindset that you have. Mm-hmm. So you can embrace it more when you meditate more. Yeah. Damn. That was trail. I'm sorry. Yo, I just went into the deep. Oh, man. But look, with that being said, any more statements got to be made?
Yeah, I can add on a little bit to that. I really want to combine the two. How for me, personally how meditation has really influenced and changed and really upgraded my environment, to be honest. So before I was meditating, I was in college, I was playing basketball, I was partying all the time, doing all sorts of foolishness, who knows what. But after time, you feel me, after you change, once you hit that meditation state every single day, day after day, minutes, hours throughout the day, like I said earlier, you feel these changes in yourself. And then as a result, outwardly, it has to change. You change on the inside, your outside is going to change on accident. Like, it's going to be things you're going to lose. It's going to be things that's going to break. Things you just going to naturally grow out of, throw away, because what's inside now doesn't resonate with it. It's not the same. So now my environment is a lot more different. Like how Amir was saying, I spend a lot more time out in nature now that I meditate, because I feel like I resonate with that. If I want peace, if I want calm, if I want balance, I'm going to go in nature, because that's where all those things are at. Nature never tries. You never hear a tree growing. Like, it just grows. So, like, that's what I resonate with, because I meditate daily. I take time. I sit in nature, and I just witness all these things happen. Like, changes on the inside, you're not going to see it. The same way you don't see a tree grow, you're not going to see yourself changing on the inside. You'll see it outwardly. You'll feel it on the inside, but you don't see some magical confidence button in your brain growing. Like, you can feel it growing, but you're not going to see it growing. So it's just going to bring on more and more changes in your environment. You're going to stop hanging out with certain people. You're going to automatically want to avoid negativity that's in your environment. And if you do have a job, regardless of where you work, it's so important that you stay conscious throughout the day, because like Braxton was saying, you're going to see people have different tendencies at your job. You're going to see people do different things that you probably don't want to pick up on. But if you're not conscious, then you just taking it all in. Then you catch yourself, why am I doing this? Don't she over there, don't she be doing that? Why am I complaining? Why am I being negative today? But like I said, if you're not conscious and you around that all day, you have no choice but to take it in. That's why you have to be the ruler of your environment. Whether you're a leader or not, you can still rule and control your environment, because it starts with you on the inside. So anything else that you see going on throughout the day is just extra. You don't have to take it in. It's your choice. Like, when people get mad, when people get angry, you have to literally try to raise your voice. Because if not, you're just going to talk, you know what I mean, steady tone like this. But if you yell, you have to think about yelling. You got to think about being angry. You got to think about being mad. Like, those are all things that are choices. Again, controlled by your environment. If you don't control it, something else got to, or somebody else has to. So, again, just being conscious in your environment, and you can change your environment for real.
And going off of what he said about yelling and, you know, talking, and back to vibrations. So, far as, let's say we're gonna go into relationships, right?
Okay, we're going to the nitty gritty. Go ahead, my G.
Who usually wins the argument in a relationship? The person that's quiet, the person that's collected, the person that's calm. That's the one who always wins. Yelling doesn't get anywhere. It just shows masculinity, and that's all it's doing. It's just showing masculinity. Whether you're a female or male, if you yell, you're just showing that you got balls, pretty much.
Real shit.
But listen. When I say this, I'm saying that it's best to get through an argument if both of you guys talk calmly and understand each other's point of view. Once you understand each other's point of view, the conversation will go by so much smoothly.
Yep.
Yelling is not needed, because yelling builds tension, and when tension builds, that's when wrong decisions and other stuff start happening. Foolishness, right? But I'm gonna take this to another topic. Other than that, I'm gonna try to lead.
I just want to show low. That's what builds influence. When someone getting mad, they're building influence. It's like, if naturally how human beings usually work. When someone gets mad, they yell. You're gonna feel the tendency to yell back, because you're just trying to get your point across too.
You're not in control.
If you're not in control, they giving off the influence for you to be upset.
They want you to.
Yeah, and then
you don't want to be yelling at somebody. They don't yell back. Hey, why aren't you yelling back? You don't care? No, I care. I care about my peace more. That's why I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna be quiet and relax and let you yell.
Yeah.
But go ahead, my bad.
No, you guys actually make a great point. That's actually what I was trying to lead on to. So the second thing I wanted to talk about was role models. I want to talk about role models, and I want to talk about finding who you want to be in the future. So when you choose your role model, you choose a person that has similar tendencies as you. Someone who came up just like you. Yep. Someone who you know that, okay, this person made it out. How did he make it out? I want to, you know, you can relate with him. Another thing you want to look for, connections. Yeah. You can't get to where you need to be without connections. To find connections, you hang around people that are doing the same thing as you, or there's something that you're about to get into. For example, school, right? You go to school, college school, not high school, college. When you go to college, you hang around people in your major. Why do you hang around people in your major? Because most likely the people that you hang around in your major are the same people you might be working with when you get out in the field, right? So,
good point.
Think about this in a high school.
Good point.
Think about this in a high school perspective, right? When you're in college, you're what, 18, going up to probably 24, some people 27, right? So you're already almost 30 years old. Now imagine if you're doing this in high school. By the time you get in college, you already have connections and you can start your own business when you're in college. Because by the time you're in college, you're 18, you're pretty much an adult. So if you're starting off young, the younger you start off, the faster your success will come. That's
true. It's kids like sponges, really, because when you pick up on the tendencies of whoever you're around as when you're a child, because when you're a child, you don't have a conscious or a subconscious, so nothing is created. So you're picking up what you see outside of you as a child. So if you see people arguing, or if you see, you're going to pick up on those tendencies. Like as a child, you're going to think like, this is the way life is. I guess this just has to be. And you begin to pick up on their habits. You begin to pick up on their mannerisms. Yeah. You get shit. My bad. It became a tongue twister, but you tend to pick up on a lot of things you see around you as a child. So if you're living in a negative environment, you're going to have a negative, naturally you're going to, which is not your fault, but you're naturally going to have a negative mindset. Right. So with that being said, I'm going to leave you guys with one last little quotation. I wanted to kind of fit in the beginning. We was talking about like the argument and stuff like that and the influence. Jim Carrey once said, avoiding certain people to protect your emotional and mental health is not a sign of weakness. It is wisdom. Real shit. Now, to really end off our night, honestly, we gonna go tap into the knit and grit questions. And what are some gems that definitely touch you to a deep level out of this conversation?
I think...
we said a lot of gems. I'm not gonna lie.
I think the thing that was most interesting was how vibrations, that experiment you talked about with the scientists in the water. Yeah. I think that was pretty, fundamental, and like, you learn something every day. I didn't even know that. I mean, I knew about vibrations, but I didn't know that you can see them if you freeze the water. Like, that was pretty...
I was saying you could rewind the music back.
Okay. Well, yeah. It was very interesting to hear, and I never knew about that. So I think that was one of the more, complex things that I've heard out of this conversation. But yeah.
What about you?
Man, so many gems. Goodness gracious. I'm not gonna lie.
We need one that stick out like a sore thumb, bro. Like that really, really like stuck out like, damn, I fuck with that completely type shit. You know what I'm saying?
I think, honestly, for you, Braxton, like, well, not for you, but seeing it from you, like, how you came to, like you said, you came to me, talking to me about meditation first, and like, how you were just going over, like, the voluntary muscle movements and, like, twitching and things like that. Like, I can resonate with that. I haven't had I don't think it was quite the experience you've had, but, like, just me helping point you in that direction and me being able to feel the same way, like, still feeling, the involuntary movements in my body. Like I said, probably not as strong as what you would experience, but like still just seeing those those similarities and seeing something I can resonate with, because like it's all just tension leaving the body. That's all it is. After the meditation's over, like you said, you felt more upbeat, you felt more alive, because that stress wears people down. And it's years and years and years of stress that's built up in people's bodies, and they just wake up having a bad day. Well, shit, I guess so. You got a million years of stress built up. Like, meditation is naturally going to release it. Like, whether you're twitching or not, like, that stress is going to be gone. So I think that's what really stuck out to me the most. Just really hearing that and being able to resonate with you.
All right.
And that's what they mean by conquer your demons.
Hey, no lie. He's speaking facts. All right. Question number 2. What are some personal experiences that happened to you that showed you the importance of this topic?
Avoiding that negativity, man. Like, I'm telling you, meditation will really rewire your brain to the point where you see negativity, anything, whether it's a friend, a parent, a loved one, doesn't matter who it is. You see negativity that has absolutely nothing to do with you or the path you're on, like, you're not going to want to be around it. Like, so for me, that's something I resonate with the most, just keeping that peace, because it's so important. It's who we are. Like, at the end of the day, we're still. When we sleep, we're still. We sit in a chair, unless we move, we're what? We're still. Mm-hmm. So meditation is keeping that inner peace, which, like I keep repeating it, just it goes outward. Once you're peaceful on the inside, that's the goal. Meditation, the goal is peace, inner peace. Once you reach that, it's going to show outward to everybody else around you. So just keeping the peace, man. Like, if I was born in the 60s, I probably would have been a hippie. So it's a good
like, Scoob, I'm such a hippie dude. All right, what about you, my G?
He pretty much said what I was going to say.
Negativity.
Stay away from negativity.
Man, you start to point that out, man. Like, it becomes, when you realize how different you are from other people, man, negativity becomes more and more common. Like, you see it around you so much, yo. Like, you just know, like, bro.
It's everywhere.
Like, bro, I'm not really trying to fuck with that for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, you be looking at it like, you be like, yeah, what's good with you, man? Ain't shit. Different day, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, Like, what?
What do you mean?
What is you talking about? Like,
same as yesterday.
Same as every day. Every day you mad? You was mad yesterday. You mad today too?
Yes,
what?
Crazy.
What is going on with you, man? You got to be a different person. I think that's a part of meditation. That's just a part of the self-development process. Mm-hmm. You have to get your mind in the right space in order to really learn self-development. Yep. Self-development kind of helps self-discipline. It falls into a category which leads straight into success, because the internal result, the internal workings and the result of internal workings is money and success. So you work on yourself first, and once you get everything organized within yourself, it's kind of like going through files, right? You have a brain and you have tons of files. When you can get those files organized, when they're in the right spaces, you know, like, now, after that, success is what's going to lead into success. So, my last question: would you like to be back on this podcast again?
Absolutely, bro. Like I said, I came from Michigan.
Hold on, you ain't answer, huh? Would you like to be back on this podcast
man,
again?
I'd love to be back on this podcast, man. This thing, this is good for not just us, because we're meditating while we're preaching.
Yeah.
So this is not, something that is just for you guys. This is for us as well. It's a place where we can all meet and talk. And you might as well add a comment section, man, because I feel like this is a good way for
this
people.
was a hell of a topic, yo. Yeah. Like, the gems that were being spread out, I know. Look, if y'all ain't got y'all pen and pad out now to really get what the boys done said in this one, you already losing. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking that real, yo. Like, if you ain't got your pen and pad out, took all the notes about meditation and environment and energy and vibration, you're losing.
I got one more topic to tell y'all. It's hard to tell the difference between negativity and losing, right? So I'm going to make this real short as I can, but losing is different from negativity, because losing has positive reinforcements. When you lose, you learn, right? The only reason you fall is to learn not to fall again. You have to fall in order to walk, right? So if you're, going through issues and you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm doing everything I can, I'm trying to be positive, but my life is, it's rough and I feel it's too much negativity cramming me down. I try to walk out and get away from it, but it keeps climbing back to me. The best thing to do is learn from your mistakes. Once you learn how to fix your mistakes, take it step by step, then you can focus more on how to fix the environment. Back to what you were saying, right? So once you fix the problems that's going around you, and some problems may not be fixable. It might take years for you to fix them. But just know that you have to fall just to get back up.
In order for you to gain and win, you got to take a lot of losses, my brother. You got to. It's a part of the process. So, with that being said, family, to end our night, make sure you show gratitude every day, show prayer, and most definitely put in the work. What is going to be the best podcast on the goddamn planet?
Common sense.
Common sense. Let's get it. Let's go. Peace.